Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm on the road. So today I want to cover 6 signs you need to let her go. So before I get started, please hit the like button and subscribe for me. All right. Number one sign that you need to let her go. She's too busy. Nobody is that busy, you guys, unless she is a practicing physician or in med school or a high powered attorney in law school. Highly unlikely that she is that busy. You're just not that important. Throughout the day, it's likely that at some point she's texted one of her friends or checked her Instagram or TikTok or whatever while she was taking a piss or whatever. But you just weren't important. You just weren't on the list. Now, that does not mean that they're not stressed during the day, that she's not accessible. And that's why it's important not to be blowing up nobody's phone or nothing like that. Because, people do have busy days and, they're trying to focus on work. And you should be focused on work too. And you shouldn't be blowing up all day. But, when days go by, you haven't heard from her and all that type of stuff, nobody's that busy, man. It's just not that important to her. So you need to let her go. 2, you're a last option. So if every time you try to make plans with her, she's non-committal, or she always kind of has to see what else is going on or what else materializes first before she commits, or she just doesn't really seem excited about spending time with you, then that means you're her last option. So if you're the last option, don't be an option. All right. Number 3, she doesn't invest in you. This is important because anything that you believe in, you really care about, that you want to see grow, you're going to invest in. So think about it from a standpoint of your finances, yourself, your fitness, your well-being, whatever. You're going to invest in it. Same thing with relationships. If she really cares about your relationship or you as a person, she'll invest in it. She'll invest in wanting to know more about you, what you're trying to accomplish, your purpose, how she can help, how she can be a part of it. She'll invest her time, her energy, and her affection and so on and so forth. She'll make herself available. If not, then she's not interested or she doesn't see a future with you, and maybe you're just a placeholder until something better comes along. So if she doesn't invest in you, then you should not be investing in her and you need to move on. Number 4, disrespect. This is a big one for me personally. And that you need to establish your boundaries from the standpoint of disrespect. And that's do not tolerate it. So typically, disrespect will start privately on a one-on-one basis. And if you don't address it, it'll take place publicly and then behind your back and so on and so forth. End up progressing to lying and cheating, so on and so forth. So if a person is disrespectful, you want to address that immediately. And if she continues to be, then you need to move on. Or if she is disrespectful in a manner that you find to be a red flag or something that you can't move forward with, then once again, you need to go ahead and let her go. So don't tolerate disrespect, guys. 5, she doesn't appreciate you. So if you're giving her your best self, you're trying to be, the good guy, you're being honest, you're making an effort and really trying to set yourself apart from, the guys that are in her past or the guys that are pursuing her or whatever, and she doesn't appreciate you for what you're doing, then you need to move on. As a man, it's important. We don't ask for much. We want a little bit of sex sometimes and maybe a turkey sandwich and a pat on the back. We don't ask for much. So we just want to be appreciated. And so when you feel that you're really trying, you're making an effort and someone isn't appreciating it, then for example, if you're in a relationship with that person, to really try to talk to them about it, let them know that you don't feel appreciated and maybe what your expectations are. But otherwise, if it's a situation where you're just not being appreciated in the relationship, you just need to move on. And sometimes people think you're replaceable until they have to replace you. So let her go. All right. And then number 6 of the signs that you need to let her go is she hasn't resolved her shit. So she hasn't resolved her shit from the standpoint that you're paying the price for the mistakes of her exes, or she can't move past some of her triggers and emotional trauma, and that's impacting your relationship negatively, where you feel like you have to on tiptoe, or you don't feel like you're getting the emotional connection because of her past relationships and so on, or you're paying the price or being penalized for the mistakes of someone else. And it's one of the hardest things. That's why I left it for last, because it's difficult to decide how to move forward in that space, because as men, we want to protect them. We want to, support them and be there for them when they're going through some things. And a lot of times, you want to show her, the other side of things. But we have to realize there's certain things that you just can't control. And it's up to her to reconcile and address her issues, whether it be through counseling or self-reflection and so on. It's not up to you. And if she doesn't deal with it, it doesn't matter what you do on your side. You'll never really get that close. You'll always be measuring you up to the people of her past, and you'll always be paying the penalty for the people of her past. So that's something that she's going to have to address. And, if she's somebody that's important to you, and you see maybe an opportunity that if she gets the help she needs and maybe you guys can reconnect afterwards, then maybe that's something you can do. But I think in the meantime, it's important for your own wellness and your own sanity to go ahead and let her go and let her resolve those issues. Now, the flip side of that is y'all can't be carrying around emotional baggage either and charging her with the mistakes of your exes. So, if you had a ex that lied to you about working late and stuff like that, and you got a trigger if you can't get a hold of her for 23 minutes and shit like that, you got your own issues. So understand that it's important for you also to make sure that you're getting the counsel and having the self-reflection, self-awareness on your own side to make sure that you're not holding her accountable for the mistakes of your past, and that you're not being triggered unfairly by things that she does because, it reminds you of what someone else did, or so on and so forth. So that's, a part of healing that we all need to work on and understand. And as we get, older, and we've all had some bit of, relationship trauma, we've all had our hearts broken, we've been cheated on, or we've been betrayed, or whatever it be. And we want to protect ourselves not from experiencing that pain again. And a lot of times we'll close off a piece of us to make sure that we protect ourselves from that pain again. But in the process, you're also shutting off a really important, beautiful part of you, and that's preventing you from sharing it with someone else. And you're projecting the mistakes of someone else, and it's just not fair to them. So don't accept it or don't deal with it on your side, but also, be enough for yourself to know that you aren't doing the same. All right, so in conclusion, those are 6 signs that you need to let her go. Once again, she's too busy. Nah, she ain't. You're her last option. Don't be. She doesn't invest in you. She doesn't believe in you. 4, disrespect. No disrespect. 5, she doesn't appreciate you. Let her replace you. 6, she hasn't dealt with her shit. All right. Thanks for tuning in. If you have anything to add, please enter into the comments. Till the next time.